Okay, good afternoon. This is Nick Petro at the National Weather Service in Raleigh with your 4:30 p.m. webinar update on Friday, September the 8th regarding Hurricane Irma and impacts as it relates to central North Carolina weather. Here's the latest satellite image that you can see on your screen here. And certainly Irma is a powerful hurricane, a Category 4. Let me overlay on the satellite image here the official forecast track, and you can see Category 4 all the way right up until landfall here on the southern tip and southwest tip of Florida, and then moving north up across the Florida peninsula. Let me slide this a little bit further out so you can see forecasts to weaken, as all hurricanes do when they move over land, down to a Category 1 by the time it makes it up toward Gainesville, Florida, and then it'll continue to turn to the more toward the northwest and head up toward Atlanta. By the time it gets to Atlanta, it looks like it's going to be a depression and a tropical depression, even as it moves up into central Tennessee, up toward Nashville. So clearly, that's a good news as it relates to central North Carolina and our impacts. Obviously, we're not out of the woods in terms of being impact free. There's going to be some rain, and there's going to be, maybe a little bit of wind. So rather than just showing all the slides like I did last time, like I did at 11:30, I thought I'd take this opportunity here to show a little bit of model data like I did yesterday at 4:30. And let me just turn on some model fields here. And I'm going to use the GFS model as a proxy. They're all coming into pretty close agreement. So, while this may not be a perfect prognosis, it'll get us pretty close, right? So it's not, just to give us a sense of timing. And I show this for timing. So just to give a little background about what we're looking here, the background image, these blues and greens, that is a proxy for what the radar may look like. So kind of where it's raining, if you will. The heaviest rain being, say, in these yellow bands, the heavy rain being in green, and the lightest rain being in this blue. The arrows are wind direction, and the blue lines are mean sea level pressure. So, you can see the center of the storm right here in this particular time frame. There's no the timestamps. I'll just read out here. It's in Zulu time, so it might be a little difficult to understand, but I'll make the conversion here. This is actually this forecast period is Sunday afternoon. So let me just go ahead and move this timestamp forward. Let's get it. Let's jump ahead to Monday at 8 a.m. And here's where this particular model thinks the rain shield, the center of the storm, and the wind direction will be as of this is 8 a.m. Monday that I've got on the screen right now. And you can see the very northern shield, if you will, of the rain looks like it moves into southeast North Carolina, maybe up toward Rockingham and toward Wadesboro there by 8 a.m. Monday. Let me step forward. These are in 6-hour blocks, 6-hour jumps. So, or actually 3 hours. So by 11 a.m. Monday, you can see how the rain progresses a little bit further north. This is 2 p.m. on Monday. You could see the rain shield. Looks like it gets past Charlotte up toward Raleigh and maybe the Triangle region. This would be 5 p.m. Monday. But notice it's the lighter shades of blue, so it's not going to be particularly raining heavily, during that time, more in the lighter rain. The heavier rain is in this green and yellow over South Carolina and Georgia come 5 p.m. Monday. This is 8 p.m. Monday, so we're talking Monday evening. And finally, some of those heavier bands gets up into southwest North Carolina, the Charlotte region. Maybe the rain starts to pick up in intensity over central North Carolina and southeast North Carolina. Here is 11 p.m. Monday, and you can see the green band indicating a band of heavier rain finally getting up, north of the South Carolina North Carolina border. So let me jump forward ahead to 2 a.m. Tuesday morning. That is Monday night, Tuesday morning, and that shield of heavier rain, that band of heavier rain, if you will, finally gets into North Carolina. This is 5 a.m. Tuesday, 8 a.m. Tuesday, 10 a.m. Tuesday, 2 p.m. Tuesday, 5 p.m. Tuesday. And you can see by 5 p.m. Tuesday, this particular model would suggest that the rain is wrapping up Tuesday afternoon. And then here's Tuesday evening, maybe a little bit of lingering rain up across, say north of the Highway 64 corridor, north of north of 85, and then finally by late Tuesday evening, looks like it's drying out. So let me zoom into North Carolina here, and let me back up. So hang on with me for just a minute. And what I'm trying to point out here is that while the rain may begin right about here, Monday morning, Monday late morning, afternoon, Monday, we might see the rain maybe gradually pick up Monday afternoon. It looks like the heaviest rain is not expected until right around here across central North Carolina. That is late overnight, Monday night into Tuesday morning. This is 5 a.m. Tuesday morning right here. So Monday night, let's just categorize it and say Monday night, early Tuesday morning. That's when this model would suggest the heaviest rainfalls across central North Carolina. And then finally, the heavy rain that is lifts north after sunrise Tuesday morning, and then it just kind of wraps up after that. What about wind? So we addressed the rain and the timing of the rain. Let me back up again. Let's take a look at a model. Now again, this is model wind, so don't take this verbatim, but I'm showing you this just to give a sense of timing of when the strongest winds may occur. This is 8 a.m. Monday. In the green, at least on this particular model, is 15 to 20 knots, somewhere in the up around 20 miles per hour. And then notice how as time progresses, this is 2 p.m. on Monday. You can see the yellows represent up to 25 knots, up to 30 knots in orange. Notice how those, winds, gusty winds, a little bit gusty. I mean, I would categorize this as more breezy, maybe windy at times. This is 8 p.m. Monday night, and you can see the yellow basically suggests 20 to 25 knots. The orange suggests up to 30 knots. So let's just say 25 to 35 mile per hour winds across the southern tier of North Carolina. Monday evening, that is. This is Monday evening. This is late Monday evening, like around 11 p.m. Let me zoom in a little bit here. So you can see this model suggests when that band of heavier rain moves through, so will the heavier wind. And when I say heavier wind, I'm talking, 20 to maybe 30 knots, which, could give us gusts up to 35 miles per hour. So this is 2 a.m. Tuesday morning. This is 5 a.m. Tuesday morning. And then 8 a.m. Tuesday morning, you can see the wind is really dying off. So let me back up one more time so you can get another look at it. And let me just run you through. This is Monday afternoon, Monday evening, Monday early overnight, Tuesday morning. So the heaviest wind is expected along or just ahead of that heavier band of rain to move across central North Carolina Monday evening into Monday overnight into Tuesday morning. And the speeds of this particular model would suggest 25 miles per hour sustained maybe across a good portion of the state, with gusts up to 35 miles per hour, maybe an isolated gust up to 40. Let me zoom out for a minute because I think it's interesting to note that given the lack of friction over the water and the tight pressure gradient, the change of pressure, even though the center of Irma is going to be back over Georgia and eastern Tennessee, look how the winds are pretty gusty. Look at these higher values over the coastal Carolinas. So even though the coastal Carolinas is displaced from the center of the storm, it looks like it's going to be pretty steady onshore wind. So for coastal areas, it's going to be pretty gusty down there. Maybe gusts, approaching, 45, maybe even 50 miles per hour, and that's straight pointing toward onshore. So there's going to be heavy surf and maybe some minor beach erosion, that sort of thing at the coast come late. Actually, that's all Monday. In Monday night, finally weakening perhaps early Tuesday morning. So, but for us here in central North Carolina, we just have to be careful Monday evening and Monday night where gusts up to 35 miles per hour are possible. So let me close this window out here and get back to the slides real quick. So what are our main points here? So wind, 35, maybe an isolated gust of 40 across central North Carolina, and Monday afternoon through Tuesday morning. Really, I think the peak of that wind's going to be Tuesday evening and tonight. What about the rain? I showed you when the rain was going to move through, the heaviest rain. The rain may start as early as Monday morning. Looks like it's going to end Tuesday afternoon, but the heaviest band of rain comes through late Monday evening, Monday night. When you add it all up, by Tuesday morning, we're going to see about 1 to 3 inches of rain. When that band moves through, for places where it comes down heavy and real fast, real hard, there could be some very short duration, localized poor drainage flooding. We're not expecting any widespread or long-lasting widespread river flooding or anything like that. We're not expecting that. So again, remember Monday evening, Monday nights when that rain's going to come down heavier. When you add it all up by Tuesday morning, maybe 1 to 3 inches of rain across central North Carolina. Heaviest amounts, I should say, are going to be west and south. And the least amount of rain looks like northeast portions of let's just say north and northeast of Raleigh, where the lightest rainfall amounts are expected. We can never rule out a brief tornado on the east side of a tropical cyclone track, but not expecting a big deal with that. Let me just go ahead and skip through to here's a graphic that shows the rainfall amounts. So again, I'll email these slides out to everybody after we hang up here. So that's how much we're talking in terms of rainfall. The heaviest rain in the state we're expecting out in the mountains, where there could be bigger problems there with localized flash flooding and maybe some localized mudslides. All right, and the timing we already addressed. So really, this is pretty much a summary. Wind gusts maybe up to 40 miles per hour. Again, Monday, late in the day, Monday night. Wouldn't be surprised if there was a few down trees and a few power lines. Really, the trees that are already weakened, the dead trees, the trees are already leaning. Those are going to be the ones that are most susceptible. So again, don't be surprised if there's power outages. Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour could knock down those weak trees. Or any weakened trees, I should say. 1 to 3 inches of rain, can't rule out some localized, brief, poor drainage flooding. Again, no widespread, long-lasting flooding expected. And again, can never rule out an isolated tornado, but if any tornadoes that would occur would be very brief, EF0 type, and very short-lived. So anyway, that's a look at what we're expecting here across central North Carolina with Irma, your 4:30 update.